Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Mario Kart here, and I didn't really know what to upload today, so I just decided I might as well teach you guys how to be a short YouTuber, because I know a lot of people ask me this, and I don't really, can't really answer it so quickly, so I figured might as well make a video about it someday. So yeah, here's that video. So here's some warnings before you try and go and become the next MindManor or whatever. Motivation is a big key. You're gonna need to pump out videos at least, I'd say, 3 times a week. I mean, honestly, if you want to be big like that, you kind of have to do it daily now. That's just how it is. I'm sorry if that sucks. I don't miss a day. If I missed a day, it wouldn't be good. And yeah, that's just how it is. Number 2 is lack of ideas. Generally, you get like kind of burnt out sometimes, and you forget like, what did I think about doing yesterday, you know, like that type of stuff. So I always recommend you write down your ideas. I have a thumbnail maker, so I just sent him my list of ideas so I can like come back later. So that's pretty useful, but I'm sure most of you guys don't do that. So just like write it down somewhere. Anytime you think of something, just quickly write it down, and maybe you can make a video on it someday. So yeah. Number 3 is less free time. Despite what people say, making shorts still does take time. It doesn't take 10 minutes like people think. Thinking of the idea, you know, recording it, especially if it's a more like high effort video, you gotta get friends on sometimes. Sometimes you gotta get that perfect clip. It can take upwards of, you know, 3 or 4 hours sometimes. But yeah, I mean, you're gonna have less free time if you do it every day, but if you enjoy it, then yeah. And finally, oversaturation. This is a big one recently. I'm sure if you watched like my videos, or if you watched like Chrome Hearts, you see that our views just like suck. Like our views are actually just dying right now. That's kind of a thing. There's ups and downs always, obviously. You can't really do too much about them. There's going to be times where your channel's doing a lot better than there was, you know, at a different time, and that's just how it is. But pretty much there's a lot more people like trying to be shorts YouTubers now, so there's so much oversaturation. So I'm just warning you, like, if you try and do this, it's going to be more difficult than it was, say, like 3-4 months ago, obviously. But yeah, that's all the warnings. So, sorry. So, part 1 is the idea. So, before you make a video, you gotta obviously think of an idea. So first you gotta think general. So, you know, you gotta think, do I want to make a tutorial video? Do I want to make like a showcase of like some cool technique you found? Do I want to 1v1 a famous person? You know, there's a lot of different ideas you can really do, but it's important that you get a general idea first. And for new channels, by the way, this is a little tip. I recommend tutorials, because they're a lot more directed towards anybody. You don't need a big fan base to promote a tutorial, because everybody's looking for them. You know what I mean? It's not like, you know, it's not like you go upload a rice farmer video where it's all his fans watching. You know what I mean? You can just kind of direct your audience to like somebody who wants to learn something. If that makes sense. Yeah, and number 2 is get specific, which pretty much all you have to do is watch other shorts YouTubers. You can look through my videos, look through Hizuni's videos. I used to do that a ton. Look through Chrome Hearts' videos. He's good at like titling, that type of stuff. Look at Rice's videos, you know. And yeah, you can learn a lot. You could take our ideas. I mean, we don't really care. And that's just kind of how it is, you know. You gotta be unique, but you also have to you have to know what works. You know what I mean? Part 2 is recording. So there's not really much to say about recording. It's probably the easiest step, honestly, although it might take the most time sometimes. There's not really much to say. Just use OBS. I recommend you use Replay Buffer, which is built into OBS. You can look up how to use it if you don't know how. You can record short clips, and it's like using like NVIDIA Shadowplay. And I recommend you do that because it saves storage, and it's better for shorts anyway, since you're not going to be using humongous clips. So yeah. And number 2 is spend less time than you think recording. This is kind of just a tip for me, especially. Sometimes I'll play for like 45 minutes, an hour, and I'll be like, oh, I could have gotten this video done in like 20 minutes. Because I always end up with more clips than I need. And you'll find that happens. Part 3 is editing. The video really has to be fast-paced. I recommend it's between 30 and 60 seconds. You guys know my videos are on the longer end of shorts. There's nothing wrong with that. But I've found that like the optimal time, and I've talked to people about this and most of them agree, the optimal time for a short is like 35 to 40 seconds or so. You don't have to follow that, obviously. Your channel is not going to die if you upload a 55-second short like I do, you know? But you just kind of have to make sure that it's engaging, and the longer the video is, the more engaging you have to be. So yeah. Number 2, we use a lot of zooming, transitions, etc. So what I mean by that is you have to be like really engaging, as I said before. You have to be kind of moving around everywhere, showing text all over the screen, because you're trying to grab people's attention for a minute. And I know that sounds easy, but I mean, shorts, these are shorts, you're not always going to get 100% viewing retention. Your video has to be interesting, it has to pop, and you have to do a bunch of like stuff to keep them watching. Number 3, don't waste time at the beginning. This is a killer, and I would actually find an example, but I don't want to look through all my videos. But I'm sure if you're a long-time viewer of my channel, you may have seen a couple videos in the past where I show me logging into the server. I don't do that anymore, and the reason for that is because I'll show you soon how you can check that, but which is actually really important. I'll show that soon though. But you can like see that people click off the video in like the first like 3 seconds. Just more people do, just because I like logged into the server. And that's just how it is. You don't want to waste time. You want to get straight to the point. And number 4, finally, be engaging. You got to give the viewers a reason to keep watching. I know I just said that like 3 times, but pretty much, yeah. I mean, just make sure that the content's spread out. I'll give an example. Say your video is a tutorial, right? Say your video is how to e-tap. That one blew up my channel back in the day. That was a big one. But what I did, right? I showed how to e-tap, and then I showed the difference between the setting that I showed before and after. So that took up more time in the video, more people stayed, and there was less waste of space. You wouldn't want to show how to e-tap for 5 seconds and then have 50 seconds of you comboing somebody, because then they have no reason to keep watching, you know what I mean? They already watched what they wanted to see. Part 4 is title. A good title is either intriguing or it's a question that someone would ask. So pretty much what I mean by that is either you want to make somebody like question what's going on. So a good title for that would be like, am I the best player, or something like that? Because somebody who sees that would be like, probably not, or maybe it's clickbait. If it's clickbait, that's completely okay, but obviously you just want to be attention grabbing. And a question that someone would ask would kind of be like, how to hit select or something like that, how to W tap. Those videos do really, really good on new channels because everybody's looking for these tutorials. I know. W tapping may be easy to you, but I promise you there's a million kids who want to learn how, and if you're able to teach them in a good way, then your video is going to do well, guaranteed. But yeah. Number 2, it shouldn't be over 8 words. 3 to 6 words is good. If you look at Rice Farmer's channel, I'll actually pull that up real quick. Rice Farmer right here. His titles are very, very good. He probably has the best titles. He's very short and sweet. They're not clickbaity. They're simple. You know what I mean? And he gets a lot of views for that. I mean, it's pretty obvious, So if you're able to follow kind of a formula like that, then why not? It obviously seems to work. And should match your video. I know I said like it's okay to be clickbaity, but like you don't want to title your video how to get 6 block reach and then just be like showcasing a texture pack or something stupid. That might have worked like a year ago. It's not going to work now, I promise. People are going to dislike it. People are going to click off in 2 seconds. It's not going to work. And number 4, it should exaggerate your idea. So you obviously, I know I just said don't clickbait, but you want to be a little bit clickbaity. You don't want to mislead the viewer, but you want to exaggerate it. You want to have an eye-popping title. So if you're showcasing your texture pack for maybe like 1K subs or something, name it like the best texture pack in the world or something like that. You can think of something creative. But yeah. Part 5 is a thumbnail. So first thing is be consistent. So here's a little thing about my videos. I'm sure you guys realize. Besides the thumbnails made by my friend, why do all my thumbnails have a blue wool like flooring? And that's because my fans are used to it. When you're consistent like this and that, then people are going to be like, oh, it's a Mario Kart video. I'll watch this guy, it's a Mario Kart video. That's the same thing with putting your skin, say using the same font, using the same color, that type of stuff. You want to have your thumbnails be recognizable by your fans, but also be like good for new viewers as well. Pictures are always better than words. Now I'm guilty of this. Sorry, I just clicked down, but my thumbnails have a lot of text, and I don't recommend you copy this. You should go for something more like this. Rise Farmer, 1 or 2 words. Even this I think is a lot of words sometimes, but like, you know, just this thumbnail, 62k views, so simple. Just a picture of It's Lizard, you know what I mean? Chrome Hearts sometimes has no text, you know? It works well. Like, you don't need text to convey like what you're trying to say, you know what I mean? You don't need that. Try and restate the title, don't copy it. This is something that a lot of people do, and I think I'm like the only person who actually like thinks about this, but like check out these. Okay, that's a terrible example. This game mode is hard, still the hardest. I don't say this game mode is hard on the thumbnail, you know what I mean? Because it's already in the title. You want to use your thumbnail as a second title. You don't want to like copy the title. This mode takes the most skill, hardest mode. It's different, you know? So I fought my imposter, real versus scammer. That's really good. 2 different titles. So yeah. 4th thing is be colorful. Sorry. Obviously you want to be vibrant. That means use shaders in your thumbnail. You know, add saturation in your whatever you use, Photoshop, Paint.net, whatever you use. Do stuff that, you know, makes your thumbnail pop out. Make things, you know, just don't be bland. Pretty simple. And number 5, don't overthink it. You don't want to include like 50 images on your thumbnail because that's just going to confuse the viewer and people want to click on something simple. So if you don't overthink it, then you're going to make something simple, and that's good. Part 6 is the time. This is something that a lot of people get wrong, and I think this is very important, and a lot of people don't. They just kind of throw out a video whenever. I couldn't do that, honestly, and I've tried, and trust me, it doesn't work. So I'm going to show you a little secret. I don't know how many subs you need for this. Actually, this isn't a secret at all. But if you go to your audience tab, you go to analytics and audience. I don't know how many subs you need for this, but I think you need some. Maybe not. But there's this tab that says when your viewers are on YouTube. These like pink bars are when most of your viewers are active. I upload at 8:30 a.m. at least in my time zone, and you can see around 8 a.m. my viewers start coming on. That's good. If you're able to, then go right here and just find right before the top, you know what I mean? Now maybe you don't see this yet, that's okay. All you have to do is just start uploading at the same time. You can schedule your videos, and you're going to grow this to where your viewers are going to be expecting a video at a certain time, and it's going to help your views, so yeah. Number 2 is be consistent. Nothing is more annoying than when somebody drops a video and gets like 10k views and then just doesn't upload the next day. That actually pisses me off. I'm sorry, but like you're not gonna get the opportunity of getting a viral video or whatever that like blows up your channel every time. Like that's just not gonna happen. Oh my God, I lost my voice. I lost my voice. But yeah, you're just not gonna. That's just not gonna happen. You know what I mean? So you have to kind of make a schedule. You have to stick with it. I know it sucks, but that's just how it is. And it's like anything else in life, really. And number 3, don't rush the upload. You want to give yourself plenty of time to make sure that the video quality is good. The video goes to like 1080p, 4K, whatever. Make sure that your title is good. Make sure that you're happy with your thumbnail. You should give yourself some hours in advance at least. And then when you're all done, you can schedule the video and you don't have to worry about it. Number 7 is analytics. So here's just like a description of all the really important analytics. So I'll show you through them. Impressions is the culmination of every factor in your video. What I mean by that is like this number here, right? Impressions. It's in the reach tab. This is how many people will see your video on their homepage. I'm burping so much. Yeah. There's how many people will see your video on their homepage, you know? So when they go to YouTube and they see your video, it's going to add 1 number here. It doesn't mean they clicked on it, but it just means they saw it. Okay. CTR is the click-through rate, which is pretty much a thing. It just shows your quality of your thumbnail and the reaction to the title. So here, right here, you see 17.1% click-through rate, which means 17% of the people who saw this clicked on it. So if you do some math, that calculates to this. And now the reason for this is because my title was good and my thumbnail was good. Now here's another video with even more views, but it has a less click-through rate. Now please note that the more views you get, your click-through rate's gonna drop. This is just kind of how like YouTube is. Like when you first upload your video, you're gonna have like a 30%. So don't freak out and think you're like a YouTube god. But obviously check this. if you're like sitting below like 12 or like 10, obviously depends on your views. Anyway, if you're sitting below something that's much lower than your average, change the thumbnail. Just change it. You know, it doesn't hurt. And yeah, I mean, might as well. I know Z Blacking like praises changing his thumbnail. I think I saw him make like a post on that, and it really helps his videos. I don't really do it, but worth a shot. What was I on? View duration. Okay, this is the most important. So if you're listening, you gotta pay attention to this. This is the most important part in my opinion. So after like 2 days after your video is uploaded, go to the engagement tab. Yes, engagement tab. Scroll down, and you're gonna see this graph. This is the best graph in the world. All right, this is just the best. Okay, so you see, this is a graph of how many people are watching your video. Now I picked a really interesting video for this. This is not a usual graph for me. There's a drop off, and this is what you kind of want to look for. You want to look for a drop off. Why did it drop off right here? Let's find out. So yeah, I announced, I kept the suspense, I got partner, I decided it was the best day 2, people are waiting, release my 15K pack. Now people know, and now it's, I tell them how to download it, and then it's just me playing. And, you know, once people learn what, like, they're asking, what's finally here? Now that they know what's finally here, they're going to click off. That's just how it is, okay? So yeah, you're going to look for things like this, and it really helps you like understand. Now, I picked another video here, which by the way has double the views. Double the views, okay? And you might be wondering, okay, this video has a better CTR. You know, it has pretty much everything going for it. Why does that have less views? Well, it's because the Ayasuzuni video doesn't have that stupid drop off. You look here, average view duration is 34 seconds. That is not good for my usual videos. That is not good. 48 seconds, that's pretty good. Out of 58, that's solid. So you can see here, people are watching all the way through because it's Ayasuzuni, you know, they want to see how the fights went. Now obviously there's a drop off at the end because it's the outro. Don't get alarmed if you see this. But if you're able to keep that consistency, by the way, this has over 100, that means people watched it multiple times, from my understanding. But yeah, if you're able to keep it kind of steady, it's obviously going to go down, but just keep it steady, then yeah. Oh, and also that goes the other way around. If you see a spike, then do that again. I know Mindmender told me, in his older videos, when he first started bow boosting, he would see spikes whenever he bow boosted, so he would start including those in the videos. Now obviously bow boosting is kind of not a new trend anymore, but you can obviously find something that's a new trend, and you can do that in every video, and it's really going to help boost your retention. And the last thing that's important is your sub count. I know, it sucks, but if you have less subs, you're going to get less views, you're going to get less impressions, because YouTube isn't going to recommend your video as much. That's just how it works. That's the tough life, but obviously, if you factor in your view duration, your thumbnail, your title, then you can kind of beat your sub count, if that makes any sense. Now the less important things are likes and comments. Now, likes and comments are actually still important, but people kind of judge them too much. Obviously, if you make a trash video and you get like a garbage, like 30%, what am I saying, 30% like ratio, then there's something wrong, right? But on pretty much all my videos, I'm getting a 99. Like I think my lowest is like a 95. Like, it's not a big deal, you know what I mean? And same with comments. Sometimes you get more comments, sometimes you get less. You can get more comments by just asking questions and that type of stuff, and that's pretty useful, but you shouldn't worry about those too much. Now, if you watched this far, thank you. I'm sorry I've rambled a ton. I don't know how long this video is. Let me check, actually. 19 minutes? I thought this was going to be 5 minutes. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, God. Okay. So, here's some top secret tips if you watched this far, which I appreciate it if you did. I don't know why you would, but yeah. So, the first thing is please be consistent. I know I said it before, but just like don't take, I can't say don't take breaks, because everybody needs to take a break sometimes, but just get your videos done. whenever you can. Don't be lazy. Like, I know, if you're lazy, maybe it's not for you, but just try your hardest, you know? Number 2 is don't burn yourself out. Make videos with equal quality instead of some good ones and some bad ones. Remember back in the day, my vape videos would be a lot lower quality than my normal videos, and that kind of messed with me sometimes. Sometimes I really hated making videos, sometimes I really loved it, and you don't really want to do that. You want to make sure all your videos are of equal quality so you don't get burnt out. Number 3 is be lighthearted. You just want to be like funny in your videos. You don't want to be too serious about anything, because obviously it's just kids watching, and it's Minecraft, you know. You want to be like relatable, I guess. Number 4 is respond to comments. I used to respond to every comment, actually. I've responded to like thousands and thousands of comments, honestly. I stopped when I hit 10K or so. Obviously, you don't have to reply to all your comments until you hit 10K. I just enjoyed doing it. But when you reply to comments, your viewers come back. You get an idea of what people want. Everything, really. It's just, you know, it's direct feedback. So yeah, it's awesome. And number 5, ignore hate. This is especially to the people who have sponsorships like vape, or just in general. A lot of people hate shorts. A lot of people are like, oh, low effort. But like, honestly, they're just watching their pot PvP YouTuber who uploads a video like every 2 months. That's like a 4-minute montage. I don't know. I don't understand the hate, but either way, you just kind of want to ignore it. There's going to be a lot more positive comments than hate comments, unless if you're really doing something wrong. But in that case, you should look into that. Number 6, don't give up. That's corny, but like, whatever. I mean, I don't say anything about that. And number 7, be snooky. I don't know how that got there. Must have been like a autocorrect or whatever. Anyway, yeah, good luck. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Oh my god, 21 minutes. I'm sorry, guys.